Lacellia. Why?
Cause why you breathe in like that? Okay, go ahead.
No, but Lacellia, how was the food?
It was good.
It was good. Executive Chef Lacellia, hey, that's a nice ring too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Made a great dish. You, not me, because all I did was just support it and help. Especially possibly be.
I mean, they saw it. You didn't have to say it, but okay.
Oh, yeah. That's typical Lacellia. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. We want to get more into who you are, what you do, and what you represent. First, let's get into your background in a sense. So, like, when you went to college, you wanted to be a veterinarian. Do you still plan on being a veterinarian, or is it just like a career that you thought you wanted to do?
Yeah, it's a career I thought I wanted to do, but I don't want it. I have no desire to do it anymore.
I understand. You're a dog lover. You have a dog, Sky.
The best dog ever.
With that being said, is that like the reason why you want to be a veterinarian? Is it like the animals, or is it just like your affinity for just dogs?
No, I mean, I do still love animals, and you know, it's just the politics of it that made me not want to be a vet. Like, just like, you know, the politics of regular healthcare and stuff like that. It's just like common and similar.
That's interesting. I never really got into like looking into like facts of like veterinary, like I don't even know what you want to call it.
It's kind of like, so like, you could be the doctor, you could be the veterinarian, or you could be the doctor, the physician, went to school for it, and you know the best medicine, but the hospital managers are the ones that decide, you know, in a lot of situations what you can do for real, even if it's not the best medicine. So it's just like, I ain't like that.
So that's politics for sure.
Yeah.
So like when you went,
because it's numbers, everything's numbers.
Yeah, I get it, yo. Because like with any and everything in this world is always, like you said, it's about numbers and politics, and it's about who you know, what you know. It's about what you know a little bit, but it's more about who you know, and that can low key, it can jade a lot of things when it comes to like your perspective on like what you thought was real and what the reality is. I would say. So, I guess like from that standpoint, how did you pivot to photography, videography in your brand? Let's talk about 12/16.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how it happened. I just like, so before I moved to Atlanta, when I was just here, I was working at the Humane Society, and then like, you know, I started hating the politics of the shelter. I thought the shelters and the hospitals would be different, but like when I quit, one day I just up and quit the shelter, and then I had just went to the pawn shop. I had just got a camera, and I was just literally that same day just going around downtown just taking pictures. And it was just, I don't know why I did it. It was just something I did, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. So then eventually, you know, I moved to Atlanta. And I started working at Animal Hospital. I saw that it was practically the same. And then, like, you know, I already had my camera, so I already was, like, taking pictures just for fun and stuff like that, because it was just, like, my therapy. And then people started, like, offering to, you know, pay me for it. And then it was just, like, I fell into it. And in Atlanta, it had took off, like, low-key kind of fast. Like, so I just started doing it. I was like, that's cool. I do photography. Like,
I feel like that Detroit, the Atlanta pipeline is so strong that like not everybody goes and like becomes successful, but like people go and like just try to and just get that second home feel. I feel like Atlanta is like our distant cousins in a sense, whether it's
like Cali.
Yeah, like I feel like it's just like that atmosphere, it's that grind, it's the hustle, but most importantly, I think it's just like the familiarity of it all with just being in an all black community and environment. It pushes you in a sense. I've only been in Atlanta only a couple times. I've never lived there. So like for you, what was it that got you so immersed in Atlanta when you moved there?
I moved to Atlanta because it was the easiest move to just up and move. Like I went to California in the summer when I was still living in Detroit, and I had like a spiritual awakening or something. And then like literally I came back, and like 3 weeks later I just up and moved. Like, and then I moved to Atlanta. It was the easiest move. And like first it was hard getting adjusted to Atlanta because I don't know, it's just like, you know, it's just a change, it's adjustment in general. But then afterwards, it's like, it was real nice and it was easy because like everybody want to see each other win, or everybody trying to eat. So like, if you can help me eat, I can help you eat. We gonna help each other eat. So that was fun.
I feel like Atlanta, based off what people have told me, what Atlanta is just like that. It's that not symbiotic, but it's like that. It's another word for I can't really get it out, but it's just like you said, everybody helps each other, and it's just like an environment that helps everybody else. But at the same time, I've also been told that like Atlanta, especially from people from Atlanta, it's like people are shaky in the sense like people aren't as real as they are here. Like here, you know what you're getting from any and every nigga that's here. But like in Atlanta, people say they got it, but they don't. So like, did you ever run into that? Or?
I did. I've even had my work stolen before in Atlanta, and it was very discouraging. I couldn't believe it had happened to me. It was wild. But that could happen here too. Like it can happen here too. It might not happen as often as there, but it can happen here too. And then another thing is like, yeah, people be real here, but people be like they the only ones that can make it. Like if we both chefs, like only one of us can make it. Like that's how they act here. Like there's like, okay, we both, you know, into photography. Okay, we both can make it. Like I gotta shoot. They want a BTS. You trying to do BTS? I could put you on that, and like everybody on some type of pay route, and vice versa. Like
I think that's what like Detroit is missing in the sense of like everybody. Like you want that community like driven Atlanta based love, but like in Detroit, some people just don't. They rather see themselves make it before anybody else around. And that's why, like for me, you gotta build horizontally, and then you go up. You build the people around you that's gonna make you better, or you make those people around you better, and then y'all all get up, and y'all all grind, y'all all shine. And a lot of people don't really have that here. Well, not a lot. I'm gonna say some because I love where I'm from, and my people are in Detroit. But like. It does have that. Some people do have that mentality, and it does like it shakes some things up a little bit, where it's like you don't really get the reciprocity back when you give your love. Mm-hmm. So let's go into 12/16 when you started the brand. From Atlanta, came back home. Was this like a thought of yours? Was it just like something that you planned, or was it just completely like out of nowhere?
I was thinking about a name for so long. Like I could not figure out what I was gonna name it, and like that was just the easiest. That just made the most sense to me. Like that's so. Long story short, all my life I knew whatever I was gonna do, I was gonna always do something to like and like for the legacy of my mom. Or whatever. So like when I was little, it used to be like Lanita's Legacy or whatever, because her name was Lanita. But then I didn't want to use that now because when you use a person's name, like it's just so personal and people don't really like to just like like I don't know. It's just like when you use a name, it's too personal and people it's harder for people to connect to it or whatever. So then I was like, I didn't want to use her name. So then I played around with different names in my notebooks and stuff like that. And then finally it was just like that was the one. Like 12/16, that was the name.
It's catchy. On top of that, great products, clothing. I got a jacket and some joggers and a sweatshirt. I gotta support you no matter what. I believe that no matter what your friends do, you find a way to support them no matter what it is. So you show them by buying their products, or you show them by being there, or just like in the social media in today's society now. It's so easy to just support and. You find out who really supports you when you got IG or Twitter or whatever the case may be. They don't want to like shout you out or whatever, but like if they there like for you personally, calling you, texting you, whatever, you get that love from them because not everybody's love isn't the same.
Yeah,
so you get that, but like with 12/16, I think you really have something. Like I mean, you always have something,
thank you.
Regardless before, but like with this, your creativity really shines with obviously. The box. First off, hold on. The box in itself is crazy. And you told me there's some other stuff in here, we can't open it up. But the box in itself, how did you come up with this idea with just like, you got the QR code down here, you have your whole setup here. Was it something that you just thought, I hate to be the punny guy, but like outside the box? But was it like, was this an idea that like it just came to you, somebody gave it to you, or like it was just once again like out of nowhere?
It was like, so like my brand, I want my brand to be like an overall like experience. Like I don't want it just to be like photography or just clothes. Like I want it to be an overall experience down to the box you get your stuff in. So I just wanted to, like, when you order something from me, I want you to be excited about it. I want you to be excited it's coming, you know, you get it and it's like, oh, look at this box. Like, cause bags is just not cute to me. So it's like, oh, this box. And then for the box, it was like my first launch, I had the city, cause you know, of course I love the city. So my first box, I had the city. And then, you know, I also had the QR code and stuff like that. But then for this box, I wanted to do, you know, for my last launch, make that the box for the new launch. And it was smooth, especially because that was a nice shoot. That was a good time.
Especially because I was in it.
And especially because it was in it.
but for real though, I told you when I first seen this, I didn't know you even made box. I didn't know you even made the boxes like for your products. And then on top of that, when I seen the box, this is about as good as it's gonna get when it comes to a billboard for a nigga. I'm just letting y'all know right now. If I'm on a box that somebody getting, my nigga, somebody be like, yeah, who is this nigga? Who are these people? And then like the fact that these people are on here, it's like my shit, like I'm really in somebody's home, whether it's in a like closet, whatever. They product that they getting is in this box and my face and name is on this joint. Obviously it's your name. But it's the fact that like it's just so creative, yo. I have never seen it.
Because I feel like, yeah, this box gonna be traveling, especially because I was getting so many, like I was shipping so many, so it's like it's gonna be traveling. People gonna see this box, they gonna get curious. So like you could just scan. You ain't even gotta like type nothing in. Just scan it what it says.
Back to what we were saying. One of your products is the jacket. So tell us about the product. Like, how did you come up with this idea? Where did it come from? What was the vision? And amongst your other products, what was the idea behind it in a sense?
Well, you know, it's getting colder, so I was trying to get like more, you know, weather appropriate merch. This was not supposed to be the material, but I'm not mad at this material. This is nice material, but the other material I wanted, it was supposed to be like a little more stiff. But I ain't mad at this. This is cool because this is versatile. The material I originally wanted would have just been winter. But this, like y'all say, like this could be winter, this could be fall, spring. Like it's not that thick, but it's also like cool for when it's cold.
It does its job. Boss up, stay average, 12-16, multiple pockets, the Parker. It feels good. It's my jacket. Gotta let y'all know that y'all can't have it, but y'all can definitely buy yours or whatever else you want from her. She got hoodies. Well, you had the 101 hoodies, and then you had before that you actually had the sweatshirts and the joggers,
and the crew necks.
You had the obviously 101s. Then you had the whole set with the like what was it like jogger sweatpants with the Parker. So what's next as far as 12? Like, what is your next idea in a sense?
The next one gonna be for spring. It's gonna be for spring. It's gonna be spring colors. It's gonna be spring attire. It's gonna be nice.
I like how you said the spring attire. I guess you get into your creativity flow in terms of what keeps the juices flowing. Like, was it when you were in Atlanta, and was it different then as it is now? Or do you have more? I wanted to like, do you have more things that keeps you motivated in a sense?
I think it's different, the like quality wise, but not quantity wise. Then and now, but I feel like I'm just equally as inspired, just on different things now, or by different things and with different things now.
I understand that. So just like one side of your brand is the clothes. Let's dip into the photography and the videography, even like your own still shots as far as landscaping. So for you, what is it that keeps that going? I mean, I'm talking about creativity and like what's the motivation, but like when it comes to you, like what has been your favorite thing you shot and or person, and what's been the best shoot that you've had so far?
My favorite thing I shot was at this abandoned hotel in Atlanta. It was literally my favorite experience, my favorite vibe I've experienced and done. It was beautiful. I will never forget it.
You got a penny for abandoned things. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I like, you know.
The aesthetic.
It's not even just the aesthetic. I just see beauty in it. Like, cause 100%, it was something beautiful that got neglected, and then now it's abandoned and ugly. But it be still sweet, and it be having history and stories in it. Especially that hotel is just like so many vibes, so many stories in that hotel. Cause it's like a hotel, you know, it's a full functioning hotel at one point. That junk was fire.
I mean, as far as like abandoned.
And the architecture of it was just fire. The building itself was just fire.
I can understand that because there's been a couple of shoots where you had us in abandoned.
Yeah, and that one is it was fire though. It was fire though.
But no, like you really have the eye in terms of like the aesthetic creativity in terms of like your vision. You see things that other people don't, and I think a lot of people can admire that. But I got 2 more questions. The next one will probably be, as a woman photographer, like, I didn't even get it out yet. As a woman photographer, I'm stepping into the serious bubble now. A lot of men are weird when it comes to like their clients and how they shoot things and stuff like that. So, what's your take on it? And then I guess to follow up after that is, as a woman photographer, what do you do to keep your women clients like more comfortable and safe in a sense when it comes to you shooting your photo shoots with them?
I feel like, okay, for the first part about them not being comfortable, I feel like it's kind of like, yeah, guys are weird or people are weird, but it's kind of like up to the person, because it's like you reached out to that photographer. That photographer 9 times out of 10 didn't reach out to you. So it's like you shouldn't reach out to them if you don't feel comfortable. And then if you get there and you don't feel comfortable, you just shouldn't do it. But I mean, because, you know, some people can make people uncomfortable and not know what they're doing. Like I could do something and it makes you uncomfortable, and I cannot intend to make you uncomfortable. So yeah, that's just a communication thing. That's probably what I do with people. Like I just communicate with people like, okay, like you good? Like just because if people aren't comfortable, it shows so much in pictures. Like people be thinking that they pulling it off or they comfortable, like especially when people want to do like sexy shoots and they not really comfortable being sexy around people. It shows a lot in pictures. It's definitely obvious.
Pictures have a million words. Yeah. Pictures say
they're very transparent. It's very transparent.
So I guess going into the second one for you is
what I do.
What do you do to make people more comfortable?
I just try to get them to do what how they naturally are. Like, don't try to pose to be cute. Like, pose comfortably. Pose like you naturally are. Pose what you think is nice, but you feel comfortable doing. Like, that's the best way to get a good picture, I feel like.
That's fair. So, like, I guess my last question would be, is it anything that you would have known early on that somebody or you could have told yourself then that you can tell, like, or give any advice to up and coming or even aspiring photographers, videographers, or even somebody who is just wants to get into a lot of things, multifaceted? What is your advice? What would have been your advice to your past self, and what would be the same advice you can give to somebody else right now?
To my past self and my current self, I would just say, like, you know, don't let people box you in. Like, people gonna ask you, like, well, are you a photographer? Like, or do you just do videos? Like, you know, I do what I want to do, and I want to do it, and I do it all. And today I could be a photographer. Tomorrow I could be a stripper. Like, you know, wherever I want to be, when I want to be it, I'm gonna be it. If that's what you want to feel, like, do what you want to do to feel fulfilled. Don't try to make sense of it all at one time. It'll all eventually make sense. Like, all the stuff I did to build my brand, I was just doing random stuff. And it was like, I did get to a point where it was just like, I did all this stuff. I spent all this money on all this different weird stuff that did not go together. And then eventually I just looked up and it all just like literally fell into place and like made sense. So it's just like, you could be a brand. You don't have to be one category. Like, you could be a whole brand. Your brand can have different categories.
I believe in that. I think that no matter what you do, it's about your intentions behind it, one, and never box yourself into just one thing. I believe that like music, people are like, oh, I'm a rapper or I just sing. It's like most at this point now, most artists are like, I'm just an artist because I want to make what I want to make. Same with anything as far as me being a chef or like you just being a walking brand that you want to do whatever the fuck you want to do, which is admirable at its finest because a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people don't even know who they are yet. So like for you to say that and for you to represent a brand that is anything you want it to be, I think that's the most important part. And what people have to take from it is that like it's okay if you don't have it all figured out yet.
Yeah.
But one day
it'll make sense.
Yeah.
And as long as you're doing it for you, like you're not doing it because, oh, this is going to be a quick, easy dollar. Or this is like what's cool right now. It's like, as long as you're doing it because you like to do it, and then it's all going to make sense because it's you. Like your brand is you. Like you might not necessarily be a brand, but like a brand is you.
That's what it is going to get. So, to end it off, yo, I had stopped over to a black-owned business named House of Pure Vin. It's over there off of, I think it's off of Wilbur Ave, downtown Detroit. Shout out to Shelly and Chuck. They also gave me a great recommendation. I believe it's a wine from South Africa. I believe it's Babylon Storing. I believe. I have never tasted it, like, ever. So, like, what we're going to do is just see what it tastes like before we dip up out of here. That's you.
Thanks.
So we got to see what it is, yo. I've never had it. I think it's gonna be a great conversation builder real fast. Hopefully I don't fuck this up when I take it out. Well, I'm about to fuck it up already. Hold on. Look at this. Look at
Give it here.
I thought I almost cut myself. Dang.
Just a mess. A mess.
You see, I had this idea, and then it just didn't happen.
Clearly.
So,
shout out Olive Garden.
That's good. Oh, yeah.
I used to work at Olive Garden. And we had these same little cheap, openings. Pop bottles.
You gonna really hurt. I ain't gonna hold you. No, you first.
Just try it first, because I don't know.
You didn't like anything sweet, so I had to get something that was like a little bit in the balance.
Yeah, this my. It's like champagne with no carbohydrates.
Yo, you are different. No carbs.
For
it's
real.
Good, yo.
It does. It tastes just like champagne.
That's what. But no, man. Shout out House of Pure Vin. Shout out the brand in South Africa, Babylon Storing. Candide. I don't even know how you really say this. 13.5%. 2020 is honestly really, really fresh, crisp. Not too sweet. It's a very balanced wine in itself. I definitely recommend getting if you actually have like a nice light dinner you want to have, whether it's fish, pork, nothing heavy. Even with a nice like summer salad is really nice.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend getting this one. So shout out to them. Go see Chuck and Shelly. And also, I mean, go pick this up for real. I mean, honestly, like, it's really good.
It's a Chardonnay. I think it's Chardonnay.
I don't really think that.
Yeah,
I think, look, I was in a rush. I ain't gonna hold you. I was asking questions, but I really wasn't asking questions. But I don't think it's Chardonnay. I think it was
I think it is. It tastes like a Chardonnay.
It does, but they told me it was something else, and I don't remember. But
Pinot.
I don't know. We gotta look this one up. Hold on, let me look this one up real fast.
I feel like it's a Chardonnay.
It's like Chenin Blanc, Sommelier. Chardonnay. It's like different types of different things.
Oh, it's a blend.
It's only a solid blend. So it's been this episode of Lacellia P, 12.16. We had one hell of a fucking wine. We had one hell of a fucking dish. With that being said, Let's see what closes out. What we gonna know? What is next? What is next for you in terms of like your brand? Well, I know spring coming up. You know, you got like a different type of thing, but like outside of that, what can we expect from you? From either photography, videography, or you being more like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm searching for it. I just can't find it. Don't know where it's at. Mobile. There it is. I don't know why it took me so long to get that word out. Are you more mobile with your stuff now? Or is it just here? What's next for you?
I mean, no, it's everywhere. Well, mainly, most of my sales are in the South, for real. But
About to get global real soon.
coming up, I don't know, because I'm in a transitional period right now. It's been real rough for me. But it's going to be good because, usually you come out, the dark light.
You come out the train a way better person. It's fine, but I like the transparency. It's nice.
Yeah, right now it's just, we are in a transitional period. We are figuring things out, so we don't know, but we know it's gonna be better than it was because it's elevation.
That's true. I like that. With that being said, this has been part 2 of episode 3 of Jesus. With that being said. With that being said, this has been part 2 of I'll Enter This Later, episode 3. The guest is Lacellia P. I'm your host, Chef Shem. Thank you for watching, man. Thank you. I'm about to just really drink this.
Just drink out the box, I know.